Well, welcome back, everybody. This is a remake of a previous video I did a while back. It had really bad mic uh, at the time, and so I'm redoing it to do that. Plus, I actually neglected to do a complete tutorial on this. I missed an entire section of this as far as how to filter, set up your filter when you are filtering items that only stack to 16 instead of 64, such as snowballs. I don't know why you would want to filter those, but snowballs or banners, which have been introduced since I did that video, etc. So, let's get started. Okay, so right in front of me are the two usual variations on an item sorter system. These are fully tileable, so as you can see, this is one wide, as is this one. You can take the exact same pattern and repeat it as many times as you want, all the way off into the sunset, and it won't matter. Your items will sort as long as the chunks are loaded. So here we go. So this is the one that is the most compact. It is the least amount of space, but it's not really that much of a difference, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So uh, you'll notice that there are only 2 spots of redstone on the back, and the chest is kind of up on a pedestal. On the other one, the chest is all the way at the bottom, and there are 3 spots of redstone on the back. Those are what are going to tip you off the most quickly as to which one you're dealing with if you're looking at someone else's setup. Personally, I like this setup a little bit better, which has the 3 redstone off to the back. We'll get to that again in just a little bit. But here's how it's built. So you've got your upper row of hoppers. Let's actually go over here to the sample that I built. You've got this upper row of hoppers. This is basically your item stream where you're going to be throwing things along, and they'll be drawn along so that this is where you're going to be pulling your items from. This is what all the random junk that you're going to chuck into your chest. And this is your input chest right up top. This will be like your floor level. You'll just be like walking along, and oh, here's my base. Stuff that I don't need. I'm gonna go, click this in there, click that in there, and then they'll flow along here. And at the right spot, they're gonna go shoop and right down into the chest, right where they need to be. So basically, what happens is they're pulling along through here, and then as soon as they're recognized by this filter here, say golden carrots, this is going to actually pull it out of the stream, let other things go by, just pull out the golden carrots, and then this is going to set off in the back this comparator. So see, what happens is the comparator is constantly measuring how full the hopper is, and different items, items that stack to 16 are more valuable. Is one way you could look at it. Every one item is worth 4 of a 64 stackable item. So diamonds stack to 64, but snowballs only stack to 16. So as far as the comparator is concerned, 1 snowball equals 4 diamonds. So anyways, that's something you can read about on the wiki. I won't go into a lot of detail here because it doesn't really matter that much if you just follow the numbers that I'll be giving you. So the comparator is always comparing and measuring how many items are in here. As soon as this crosses over the threshold that it's supposed to be aiming for, then the comparator will shoot off 1 additional redstone current. That will come down here. It'll turn this one on, which will then power this dirt block here, and that will then turn on the appropriate redstone repeater, which will then power the block in front of it and turn off the redstone torch. Now this redstone torch is what really powers the system. This is what allows it to actually deposit things down into the chests and doesn't break the filter. So this turns off, and while the redstone torch is on, it powers this golden block here. I put that, set it apart so you could see visibly which block it's talking about. I'm talking about. So the redstone torch turns on this block, powers it, which in effect deactivates the item hopper. Okay? So as long as the item hopper is deactivated, it will not draw from above, and it will not deposit into its source wherever the funnel is going. These ones are pointing forward, this one is pointing down. So as soon as the comparator says, oh, there's too many items here, It turns on the block, which powers the redstone repeater, powers the block, turns off the torch, turns off the block, and allows these hoppers to start moving items through. Okay, so I'll show you right here. Ready? Deposit the diamonds. You see that flickering? This is as each diamond flows in, the comparator realizes it's too many, and it flows through and it lets it out, and then another one comes in. Oh, that's too many, and it does that again. And they all made their way right down here. Okay, now let's look at the end here. This one is the lapis, so let's throw in our lapis here. And this one is flickering in the back, and all of our lapis made it all the way down here. So this is a really nice little setup. And it happens the same way with the other version. It's just that this one has one less redstone. So the process is the exact same. Comparator, redstone, repeater, torch, hopper, draws and fills into the chest. The main difference between the two is that if you notice how many stone I put in here, these are times 64 stacking items. So again, not a snowball, not a banner. This is dirt, bricks, diamonds, iron ingots, all these sorts of things. It takes, here, let's show you. Okay, so these are lit up. This one is not, okay? If you put one more item in there, that will light this up. So that requires a total of 69 in order to light up the extra redstone. What will happen then is that will actually destroy your sorting system, because that will start pulling stuff out of your filter in this imaginary next slot, and it'll destroy your system entirely. This other one here requires, put that down, that one is not powering that one there. Oops, don't need that. This one requires only 46 to hit that point. So if something bottlenecks, if something goes wrong, and suddenly there are a lot of items stuck in here, then this will break your system. So this longer one has a higher tolerance for extra items. It's just an extra buffer. It's harder to break. That's one of the reasons that I like it. The other reason that I like it better is actually because you have better access to the hoppers. You can actually get into the back one here, where if this is your house, you know, you can't exactly, you can jump up there, but that's a little bit harder to get to. This one, click, there it is. So, alright. So as I was saying earlier, the hoppers, as they get down here, this hopper is pointing forward. The reason that you do that, you'll notice in this whole setup, all these are going to the right, all these are pointing to the front, all these are pointing down. The reason for that is you want your item flow to be constantly moving. That one just has to go and go and go and not stop. This middle one, your filter, has to draw, it has to suck the items out, but not deposit items. That's because the filter is only letting items through. It's not pulling items through. It's not pushing them through into your chests. It's only allowing them through. So you don't want them to deposit anywhere. What you can do is you can just place a block up front and then aim your hopper at the block, and then it'll go to the front just like that. Or if you have it, oops, I think I just I just broke it. Well, that's easily fixable. There we go. All fixed. All better now. I think. We'll get there in a minute. So, anyways, this bottom one is the one intended to draw out of the filter and then placed back down into your chest. So these top ones are placed to the side. These front ones are placed to the front or to the back. That'll work too. The bottom ones are placed down. So this is our sample placed off to the side. That's your stream. This is your filter right here. And this is your drawing one. So what happens is the torch powers this block, and since this one can't deposit anywhere, the items just sit there. Because as long as this block is powered, this one cannot suck it out. So, right? Make sense? Okay. Alright, so here is where I missed adding and showing you guys how to filter times 16 stackable items last time. That's these new grass blocks. So we will go through first the ones that I did before and then those ones. Okay, so I've got these set up as the 3x with the redstone, and then the 2x, same here, and then 3x, 2x. So it's 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. So that's the order that I have them. If you want to look from the top, you can kind of see how they're staggered, kind of diagonally, little squiggly line. Okay, so let's first look at filtering your times 64 items. If you are filtering a stackable 64 item and filtering with a 64 stackable item, you'll need a total of 44 filter items plus the item you want to filter. So that's a total of 44, 41 plus 2, 3, 4, plus 1 that you're actually drawing out through it. If you are filtering with the 2x, that was the 3x, 2x, filtering a 64 stackable with 64 stackable, you need 21. So 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. If you are using times 16 stackable items, you need your item that you're filtering, and then you need 11. Oh, that's where those ones went. Okay, if you are filtering your 64 times on a 2x and using a 16 stackable to filter, you need 5. Let me there we go. So this is basically what this filter looks like. You've got your filtering item and your filtered item. And then this one over here is your filtering item and your filtered item. Now this is the unique one out of all 8 different ones. This here, the 2x, where you're filtering a 64 using a 16, you actually have to have 2 of your resource in order for it to work. You see, you add another one, and then it filters it on through, passes it on through. If you only do that, or sorry, if you pull one out, then if you stick one in, it gets stuck in there and it's not going to pass it along. So this is one that kind of stinks as far as the combination goes because it takes more of your resources just to do the filtering, and I don't like that as much. Okay. Now if you're filtering a 16 stackable item on a 3x, and you're using 16 stackable items to do the filtering, you need 10 plus your item, single. If you're using a 2x and you're filtering with 16 and you're filtering through a 16 stackable, you need 4. Okay. If you are filtering your 16 type and you're using the 64 on a 3x, you need 38, 35, 36, 37, 38. If you're using a 2x and you have a 16 stackable that you're wanting to filter and using 64 to do the filter, you need 15. So right here I did a summary. This is the 3x, this is the 2x, 3x, and 2x. When you've got your 64 stackable items on top here, 16 stackable on bottom that you're filtering, and then the second line on each one is the actual filter itself. So 3 by, 2 by, 3 by, 2 by. Okay, so here's how you build them. Lay down whatever flooring you're going to want. Then on top of that, you want to do a T shape like this, and then add one off the back corner. Alright, so this basic shape here. I'm going to put your comparator down, redstone, 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 redstone repeater in between, facing forward, and a redstone torch right here. Okay? Now, put down your chest. Above that, put your hopper facing down into the chest. Okay? Build off to the front. This is where your filter is going to go. Do that. And then build off to the side. And that is the entire thing. Outside of that, obviously you have to put in your filter. But just take this and tile it. Your input chest can go on top, or you can put a hopper input from however far away you want. And that's that. Okay, and then for the 2 by, put down whatever kind of flooring you're going to want. Do the T shape with that off the corner minus this front little bit here. Put down your repeater, redstone, redstone, or sorry, comparator, redstone, redstone. Repeater, going forward again. Torch, again right there. And then this is where it's very different. One up, and then your chest. Your hopper into the back of that chest. Another hopper above it, again facing forward. And then again off to the side. And that is this completed system. Your input chest will go there, or again, hoppers can come in any direction that you want, just like that. So, alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this updated version, and I will actually be showing you a little bit about what all that gigantic mess is over there in my next video. So, hope you want to watch that one. Stick around to see it. Leave a like below if you enjoyed the video. Leave a subscribe if you'd like to see more. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, you can leave those in the fields below this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.